शक्राधिकृत देवी स्तुतिः।
देव्यायया ततमिदं जगदात्मशक्त्या निःशेषदेवगणशक्ति समूहमूर्त्या तामं विकामखिलदेवमहर्षिपूज्यां भक्त्या नतास्म विदधातु शुभानि सानः। यस्याः प्रभावमतुलं भगवाननन्तो ब्रह्मा हरश्च न हि वक्तुमलं बलं च सा चण्डिकाखिलजगत्परिपालनाय नाशाय च शुभभयस्य मतिं करोतु। या श्रीस्वयं सुकृतिनां भवनेष्वलक्ष्मीः पापात्मनां कृतधियां हृदयेषु बुद्धिः श्रद्धा सतां कुलजनप्रभवस्य लज्जा तां त्वां नतास्म परिपालय देवि विश्वम्। किं वर्णयाम तव रूपमचिन्त्यमेतत् किञ्चातिवीर्यमसुरक्षयकारि भूरि किञ्चाहवेषु चरितानि तवाद्भुतानि सर्वेषु देव्यसुरदेवगणादिकेषु। हेतुः समस्तजगतां त्रिगुणापि दोषैः न ज्ञायसे हरिहरादिभिरप्यपारा सर्वाश्रयाखिलमिदं जगदंशभूतम् अव्याकृता हि परमा प्रकृतिस्त्वमाद्या यस्याः समस्तसुरता समुदीरणेन तृप्तिं प्रयाति सकलेषु मखेषु देवी स्वाहा शिवै पितृगणस्य च तृप्तिहेतु उच्चार्यसे त्वमत एव जनैः स्वधा च या मुक्तिहेतुरविचिन्त्य महाव्रता च अभ्यस्यसे सुनियतेन्द्रियतत्त्वसारैः मोक्षार्थिभिर्मुनिभिरस्तसमस्तदोषैः विद्यासि सा भगवती परमा हि देवी शब्दात्मिकासु विमलर्घ्यजुषान्निधानम् उद्गीतरम्यपदपाठवतां च साम्नां देवी त्रयी भगवती भवभावनाय वार्ता च सर्वजगतां परमार्तिहन्त्री मेधासि देवि विदिताखिलशास्त्रसारा दुर्गासि दुर्गभवसागरनौरसङ्गा श्रीकैटभारहृदयैककृताधिवासा गौरी त्वमेव शशिमौलिकृतप्रतिष्ठा ईषत्सहासममलं परिपूर्णचन्द्र बिम्बानुकारिकनकोत्तमकान्तिकान्तम् अत्यद्भुतं प्रहृतमाप्तरुषा तथापि वक्त्रं विलोक्य सहसा महिषासुरेण दृष्टा तु देवी कुपितं भ्रुकुटीकरालं उद्यच्छशाङ्कसदृशच्छवियन्न सद्यः प्राणान्मुमोच महिषस्तदतीव चित्रम् कैर्जीव्यते हि कुपितान्तकदर्शनेन देवि प्रसीद परमा भवती भवाय सद्यो विनाशयसि कोपवती कुलानि विज्ञातमेतदधुनैव यदस्तमेतत् नीतं बलं सुविपुलं महिषासुरस्य ते सम्मता जनपदेषु धनानि तेषां यशांसि न च सीदति धर्मवर्ग धन्यास्त एव निभृतात्मजभृत्यदारा येषां सदाभ्युदयदा भवति प्रसन्ना धर्म्याणि देवि सकलानि सदैव कर्माण्यत्यादृतः प्रतिदिनं सुकृति करोति स्वर्गं प्रयाति च ततो भवति प्रसादात् लोकत्रयेऽपि फलदानुदेवि तेन दुर्गे स्मृता हरसि भीतिमशेषजन्तो स्वस्थै स्मृता मतिमतीव शुभान् ददासि दारिद्र्यदुःखभयहारिणिका तदन्या सर्वोपकारकरणाय सदार्द्रचित्ता एभिर्हतैर्जगदुपैति सुखं तथैते कुर्वन्तु नाम नरकाय चिराय पापम् सङ्ग्राममृत्युमधिगम्य दिवं प्रयान्तुम् अत्वेति नूनमहितान् विनिहंसि देवी दृष्ट्वैव किन्न भवति प्रकरोति भस्म सर्वासुरा नरिषु यत् प्रहिणोषि शस्त्रम् लोकान् प्रयान्तु रिपवोऽपि हि शस्त्रपूता इत्थं मतिर्भवति तेष्वपि तेति साध्वी खड्गप्रभानिकरविस्फुरणैस्तथोग्रैः शूलाग्रकान्तिनिवहेन दृशोऽसुराणाम् यन्नागता विलमयं शुमदिन्दुखण्ड योग्याननन्तव विलोकयतान्तदेतत् दुर्वृत्तवृत्तशमनं तव देवि शीलं रूपं तथैतदविचिन्त्यमतुल्यमन्यैः वीर्यं च हन्तृहृतदेव पराक्रमाणाम् वैरेष्वपि प्रकटितैव दया त्वयेत्थम् केनोपमा भवतु तेस्य पराक्रमस्य रूपं च शत्रुभयकार्यतिहारिपुत्र चित्ते कृपा समरनिष्ठुरता च दृष्टा त्वय्येव देवि वरदे भुवनत्रयेऽपि त्रैलोक्यमेतदखिलं रिपुनाशनेन त्रातं त्वया समरमूर्धनितेऽपि हत्वा नीतादिवं रिपुगणा भयमप्यपास्तम् अस्माकमुन्मदसुरारिभवन्नमस्ते पाहि नो देवि पाहि खड्गेन चाम्बिके घण्टास्वनेन नः पाहि चापज्यानि स्वनेन च प्राच्यां रक्ष प्रतीच्यां च चण्डिके रक्ष दक्षिणे ब्राह्मणेनात्मशूलस्य उत्तरस्यां तथेश्वरी सौम्यानि यानि रूपाणि त्रैलोक्ये विचरन्ति ते यानि चात्यर्थघोराणि तैरक्षास्मांस्तथा भुवम् खड्गशूलगदादीनि यानि चास्त्राणि तेऽम्बिके करपल्लवसङ्गीनि तैरस्मान् रक्ष सर्वतः करपल्लवसङ्गीनि तैरस्मान् रक्ष सर्वतः।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters, brothers and loving children. Let us be calm and sit comfortably to get ready for Satsang. Let us try to concentrate our minds on God and sing to Him with all our love and devotion. Feel that only you and God exist. Let us commence with the Pranam mantras.
पार्वती पालना पारवारवर परम भाग्य भवचरणा भक्तजन सुमुख प्रणव विनायक पवन परिमल चरणा पार्वती पालना पार्वती पालना पारवार वर परम भाग्य भवचरणा भक्तजन सुमुख प्रणव विनायक भक्तजन सुमुख प्रणव विनायक पावन परिमल चरणा पावन परिमल चरणा प्रभु गणपते परिपूरण वाळरुள்வாயே प्रभु गणपते परिपूरण वाळरुள்வாயே प्रभु गणपति 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 आदिमूल गणनाद गजानन अद्भुत तवल स्वरूप अद्भुत तवल स्वरूप देव देव जय विजय विनायक देव देव जय विजय विनायक देव देव जय विजय विनायक सन्मय पर शिव देवा सन्मय पर शिव देवा प्रभु गणपते परिपूरण वाळरुள்வாயே प्रभु गणपते 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 साधु वणங்கி துதி பாடி ஆடி உந்தன் சொன்னதே சரணடைந்தோமே சாது வணங்கி துதி பாடி ஆடி உந்தன் சொன்னதே சரணடைந்தோமே சாத சிற்ற சௌபாக்கியும் யாவையும் சாத சிற்ற சௌபாக்கியும் யாவையும் शंकरुल सद्गुरु नीये शंकरुल सद्गुरु नीये प्रभु गणपते परिपूरण वाळरुள்வாயே प्रभु गणपते 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 தேடி தேடி எங்கோ ஓடுகின்றான் உன்னை தேடி கண்டு கொள்ளலாமே தேடி தேடி எங்கோ ஓடுகின்றான் உன்னை தேடி கண்டு கொள்ளலாமே தேடி கண்டு கொள்ளலாமே கோடி கோடி மத பணி செய் கோடி கோடி மத யானைகள் பணி செய் குன்றிட விலங்கு பெம்மானே குன்றிட விலங்கு பெம்மானே பிரபு கணபதே பரிபூரண வாழருள்வாயே பிரபு गणपते 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 गणेशाय नमो ओम जय जय गणेशाय नमो ओम 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 गणेशाय नमो ओम जय जय गणेशाय नमो 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 प्रभु गणपते परिपूरण वाळरुள்வாயே प्रभु गणपते 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 ओम
स्वामी जी की जीवन दाता आओ सब मिल गाए हम। ये है भाग्य विधाता इनको गले लगाए हम, इनको गले लगाए हम। स्वामी जी की जीवन दाता आओ सब मिल गाए हम। ये है भाग्य विधाता इनको गले लगाए हम, इनको गले लगाए हम।
सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः. Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters, brothers and loving children. Last week's talk was on the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita, including chapters 1 and 2. Shri Krishna taught us many important lessons in chapter 2. Today we shall reflect on the first crucial lesson, which we also face in our lives almost daily. When we try our best to practice these teachings and pray to God, we enjoy peace of mind. So, what is the Lord's first advice to Arjuna and to all of us? When Arjuna sits on his chariot and says, "I will not fight," Shri Krishna scolds him, admonishes him, saying, "Arise, Arjuna, how have you become so weak? Wake up and fight this battle righteously." The Lord advises us not to run away from our duties, no matter how difficult or unpleasant they might be. All of us are facing various types of difficulties, especially during this lockdown, and each one feels that his or her problem is the worst. It is so encouraging to note that help is available everywhere. Some of the challenges are losing jobs, losing near and dear ones. Then some have no peace at home because there are clashes with family members. Some students find studying very difficult, and there are so many other challenges. First of all, we must do whatever we can to help ourselves. Then repeat God's name and pray to Him. Never give up hope. Be strong and determined to succeed. Arjuna is now faced with a critical problem and does not want to fight. He surrenders to Shri Krishna and says, "I am your disciple. Please instruct me, for I have taken refuge in you." Shri Krishna's profound message of encouragement and tremendous strength fills all of us with confidence and empowers us to face life's challenges. Let us use two examples of those who experienced hardships in their lives and yet overcame them by taking refuge in God and having faith in Him. Their inspiring lives fill us with hope and encouragement to go forward. When Hanumanji had to cross the ocean to look for Mother Sita, he encountered many dangers. As he was crossing the ocean, chanting Jai Shri Ram, he faced three major obstacles. He was full of determination and knew that he can never rest until the Lord's work is done. We are aware of his difficulties and how Hanumanji overcame them. He felt the power of God in his heart and fought bravely. He did not say, "O Lord, I am doing your work, so why are you putting these obstacles on my path?" Being strong and brave, Hanumanji had faith in his beloved Sri Ram. He crossed the ocean, reached Lanka and found Mother Sita. He also burnt Lanka as a warning to Ravana. But this proud king did not learn. We learn to persevere and attain our goal in spite of difficulties. Life is not made of a bed of roses. Challenges will always be there, but we must be determined to progress. An important aspect is that we must never lose our cool. We must always do our best to help the situation and pray to God for guidance. Another example is that of Swami Vivekananda. Swamiji is a great hero who is admired by everyone. Today, the whole world reveres him. Naren, as he was known when he was young, experienced innumerable challenges in his life. Anyone who would have experienced similar difficulties would have given up the struggle for God realization. Naren was born in a wealthy family and never knew what hardships were like. Yet, when his father passed away, he faced untold miseries. Through all of his struggles, he portrayed great strength of character and did not stagnate or take to bad habits. Naren was only 21 years old when his father passed away. The responsibility of caring for his mother, brothers and sister fell upon him. The family was penniless. Naren had to pay his father's debts and support the family. He went everywhere in search of a job but was turned down. He now learned that life is a struggle for those who are weak and poor. Even those whom he considered to be his friends had now forsaken him. He was exhausted and felt utterly dejected as he thought of the helplessness of his family. He had stopped praying, but soon realized that pride had prevented him from accepting God. He said, "The experiences about God that I had had from my childhood and since I had met the Master rose vividly in my mind in the brightest of colors. I said to myself, God certainly does exist. Otherwise, what is the meaning of life? The path to God has to be found, no matter how great the struggle." Naren continues, "The rainy season had begun. I went on looking for work as before. One night, when I was drenched with rain and hadn't eaten all day, I was returning home with tired feet and a mind even more tired than my body. Being exhausted, I lay down on the veranda of a neighboring home. Perhaps I had fainted for a short while. All kinds of thoughts and pictures went through my mind. Then suddenly I felt as if screen after screen had been raised in my mind by the power of God. Now all my doubts vanished and I was beside myself with joy." Thus we see the power of taking refuge in God and repeating God's name. Nothing great happens without sacrifices and struggles. Very few know about the hardships that Naren and the other disciples had to undergo to establish ashramas in the name of Sri Ramakrishna. The Master had passed away on August 16, 1886, plunging his disciples into a sea of grief. Naren, together with his brother disciples, again faced unbelievable challenges. They were like men in a shipwreck, but a strong bond of love held them together, and they found assurance and courage in each other's company. They remembered how Sri Ramakrishna had often told them that God reveals himself to his devotees if they yearn for him and call on him with wholehearted devotion. Sri Ramakrishna himself had initiated several of them into the monastic life, giving them the ochre cloths of sannyasins. He had assured them that God listens to the prayer of a sincere heart. Some of the Master's disciples had nowhere to go now. Surendra, a householder disciple of the Master, rented a house, saying, You will live here, making it our master's shrine, and we householders shall come here for solace. He rented a house for them at Baranagod in Kolkata. It was an old, dilapidated house, infested with snakes, and was haunted by ghosts. The walls were cracked, and shrubs grew through these walls. No one would have ever been able to live here. This old house was the first Ramakrishna Mutt or monastery. Surendra's pure devotion enabled Naren and others to renounce the world to realize God. Naren later reminisced. He said, "We used to get up at 3 in the morning, and after having a wash, etc., we would sit in the worship room and become absorbed in japa and meditation." Swami Ramakrishnananda, our brother disciple, attended to the worship of Sri Ramakrishna and was like a mother of the Mutt. He would get, mostly by begging, articles for the worship and for our meals. There were days when japa and meditation continued from morning till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. Swami Ramakrishnananda waited and waited with our meals till at last, like a loving mother, he would come and pull us away from our meditation by sheer force. Oh, what a wonderful constancy of devotion we have noticed in him. Holy Mother too recalled those days of great sacrifice. She said, "One day the brother monks resolved among themselves, 'Well, we have renounced everything in the name of Sri Ramakrishna. Let us see if he will supply us with food if we depend entirely on him. Neither will we tell anyone about our needs, nor will we go out for alms, for begging.' Saying so, they covered themselves with their shawls and sat to meditate. The whole day passed. It was late at night when they heard someone knocking at the door. Naren got up from his seat and asked one of his brother monks, 'Please open the door and see who is there. First check if he has anything in his hand.' What a miracle! When the door was opened, they found a man who had come from the Krishna temple with various delicacies in his hands. They were overjoyed and became convinced of the protecting hand of Sri Ramakrishna. Then they happily offered the food to the master and partook of the prasad. Such things happened many a time, not once but many a time. So we see that what is required is faith. Today, there are over 200 ashramas in the name of Sri Ramakrishna, but we forget that they struggled to achieve all of this. It is through the sacrifices of the monks that we enjoy remembering God. Even our Gurujis in South Africa faced untold challenges, but we only see the glory of their hard work and are blessed to follow the spiritual path. While Swami Vivekananda was traveling in India as a wandering monk, he heard about the Parliament of the world's religions in America. Many people requested him to attend the Parliament and deliver a paper there. He prayed and meditated to know what he should do. Swamiji had a vision in which he saw Sri Ramakrishna walking from the seashore into the ocean, beckoning him to follow. He also received the blessings of Sri Sarada Devi to go and knew that he must attend this Parliament. The idea of going to America sounds exciting, but only Swamiji knew what difficulties he had to suffer there. Firstly, he hardly had any money, and everything was very expensive in America. Secondly, Swamiji did not know anyone. He had no accommodation and struggled for food. We are astounded to know how God took care of Swamiji in America. When we read the stories told by him, we are simply overwhelmed. Swamiji was the first Hindu monk to go to the West. When he arrived in Chicago in July 1893, he learnt that the Parliament would begin only in September. As it was too costly to live in Chicago, Swamiji went to Boston, which was cheaper, and surrendered to God. He met Miss Catherine Sanborn on the train, and she introduced him to Professor Wright of Harvard University. Professor Wright was very impressed with Swamiji's eloquence, knowledge, and princely appearance. He said, "Your knowledge is profound, and you have a great message that needs to be heard." When Swamiji said that he did not have any credentials, the professor replied, "To ask you, Swami, for credentials is like asking the sun its right to shine. I shall immediately write to the chairman of the committee. He is my good friend." Professor Wright wrote, "Here is a man who is more learned than all our learned professors put together." Swamiji could now participate in the Parliament. When Swamiji returned to Chicago, he had no friends, and people treated him rudely because of his unique attire and appearance. He had to spend the first night without food in an empty wagon at the railway station. The next morning, Swamiji looked for help. Exhausted by a fruitless search, he sat on the roadside, resigning himself to the will of God. Suddenly, a lady of regal appearance emerged from the mansion opposite. She was Mrs. Mary Hale, who invited Swamiji to her home and introduced him to Dr. Barrows, the president of the Parliament of Religions. Swamiji was accepted as a delegate to the Parliament. Swamiji delivered his first public speeches at the Parliament of the World's Religions 125 years ago. Swamiji didn't represent any organization, but represented Hinduism, the oldest religion in the world. This event made Swamiji world-renowned. Swamiji became a favorite at the Parliament. Posters of Swamiji were displayed on the streets of Chicago. One newspaper reported, "Thus did the unknown monk blossom into a world figure." Other newspapers reported that Swamiji was by far the greatest figure in the Parliament of Religions. Swamiji spread the Vedanta philosophy, which teaches us that the whole world is permeated by God. He used to say, each soul is potentially divine, meaning that the same God is in all of us. Having faced so many challenges, Swamiji used to say, "Strength is life, weakness is death." The greatest lesson we learn from all of these marvelous incidents is that we must make the effort to do something to help ourselves. Do not sit back and wait for God to help us. We must do our best and then surrender to God, who will definitely bless us if we are sincere and selfless. Just as Sri Krishna guided Arjuna, God blessed Swamiji and was always with him. May God give us the strength to face our challenges boldly and bravely so that we can progress in life. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanam Astu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Jaya
us sit calmly and contemplate on the radiant form of God seated in our hearts. We shall read the meaning of 2 verses from the Bhagavad Gita. I am the same to all beings, says Lord Krishna. To me there is none hateful, none dear. But those who worship me with devotion, they are in me and I am also in them. He who is full of faith and zeal and is the master of his senses attains knowledge. Having attained this knowledge of the Atman, one immediately attains the supreme peace. Om